Alright, we got a Dodge here. This is like a 94, or 2004, excuse me. 2004 Dodge Ram. Swapping out with a new parts. Throttle body. The truck basically went into limp mode, going real slow, and it didn't want to run right, and so this thing could be sticking. Sometimes they get stuck open a little bit, where they just don't open like they're supposed to, and so therefore it chokes the engine, and you end up having problems with like idle and stuff like that. This isn't new. This has been there for quite some time, if not this is original. So therefore, it shouldn't be any issues with timing, stuff like that. And then it's all electronics controlled by the computer anyway, so the time is set up, on a laptop. This isn't going hardcore in depth, but just basic. If you're going to change it out, take out the air canister and the tube, real simple. Slide that tube out right there, and then, the hose came directly from the air canister over here, the reservoir. This unplugs. It's real simple. You just press on it right there, and then it pulls right out, and then it bolts up right there, and the other bolt is right there. Size 10 metric. Yeah, I know it's American, but hey, go figure. They're buying metric bolts. The bolts are cheaper from Mexico, and it's a symbol of Mexico and Canada anyway, so it makes sense that they're using the parts that make sense in those countries. But yeah, we're not going to go into that. So the next step is changing out that throttle body. You saw the new one in there. So there's one bolt, two bolt, it's going to be a third bolt, fourth bolt, unhook the wiring harness, and that should be pretty simple. One cool thing about Dodge though is it gives you a little, like most, they don't got this padding in the front, and that's a step for the back. So the minute that they give that step up here, they already know people are going to be working on them. Alright, here we go. Here's the seal. I took that off. Throw that over here to the side. It's a size 8. Size 8mm right there. 4 bolts. I'm just gonna loosen them, and then once I got them loose, I'll take them out my hand. Well, there's a new throttle body compared to this old one. There's a seal on the back side right here. It doesn't attach to this. It attaches to the actual back part on the engine. Behind it, the piece behind it. And as long as it's in really good shape, you're good to go. And then there's a seal from up here. Went like that. I'm sorry. Sorry for all the shaking. I'm trying to do this all one-handed, amateur style. There we go. Remember, it's got those 2 bolts up in there. One right there and one right there, and then it plugs in. You can't see none of this inside. Woo! Alright. I need 2 hands for this, so. Alright. That's the plug right there. You screw that bolt in, you plug that one in. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's really easy. You just push back, makes a click. You're good to go. Yeah, it's raining out here. This one's real simple. That one just pulls out. And then real easy, you just push it back in, not a big deal. Obviously you make sure that these are lined up. You know, that's got to be popping through there. That's on top of that. It ain't right, and it's sucking in air like it's not supposed to. Clip, 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 clip. I didn't take this one off because there's no need. I took it off from right here. It's a size 8, and these bolts are a size 10. This bolt right there is a size 10. That bolt right there is a size 10. Then all the bolts for that, for the actual throttle body, are size 8, and so on and so forth. I was trying not to use the 1/2-inch drives, and instead I was trying to use the 3/8. But I didn't for some reason have an 8 in my 3/8, but I did on my 1/2, so here's what it is. It's pretty simple. Tighten them down. If you don't got a torque wrench and you don't want to look at it, you know, deal with all that stuff, tighten it down till you can't tighten anymore. I don't grab on the handle. I grab right here and tighten down till it's nice and tight, like you're doing it with a screwdriver, and then you can just give it like a quarter or half a, you know, quarter turn, you're good to go, at least for the most part. Otherwise the best bet is always get a torque wrench on it, make sure it's torqued down to the right specs. But that's the poor man's way to change out the throttle body. Alright, last but not least, it started and it's running. Now it's running rough right now. It's still got the check engine light, but it's staying started, and I can tell you right now, this thing would start, immediately stop, you know, just shut off, and it would start and immediately shut off, and start and immediately shut off, and now it's actually idling by itself. So I'm calling this one good. Once the computer cycles through and it gets to know its new friend and all that, and you know, they get to know each other and they're good to go, you know, we should be a lot better off, and it shouldn't be moving around. Right now it's getting to know its new friend, but it's staying started. The other one had major issues, and the computer is trying to, you know, kind of treat the new friend like the old friend, but you know, it really can't. And I need to get rid of that check engine light, so I'm gonna have to clear that code, and then I think it'll get out of limp mode and it'll run a lot better. But it started up strong, and it's acting like it wants to stay. It's staying on. This is amazing. If you see, I mean, before this happened, it'd start up, die, start up, die, start up, die, start up, die. It'd do that all day long till you ran out the battery. You were lucky if you could get it to stay started by pumping the pedal. And look, now it already made a compromise with its new friend, and it leveled out. Second startup right there. Oh, it's starting to act a little funny again. No, it's going back. It's going good. Huh. One more time. No gas, no nothing. All right, I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas. I'm bringing it up to 2 just so they can get to know each other. You got to realize, all the more data you give to the engine, then it knows what it's supposed to do. It knows where that throttle is going to be at. You know, stuff like that. Might have something else wrong with it. I know that check engine light is going to try to put it on limp mode, which isn't good. So we're trying to get rid of that limp mode right now. Oh, that's not good. A lot of times there's 3 startups to clear a check engine light. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to keep checking on this and clear that code first and see how much better it gets and mess around with it. Alright, I went and I test drove it. And check engine's still light there. There's a light that was the problem really over here. 2 dashes and a little electrical, like a little lightning bolt on this side, like the damn car got electrocuted or something. That one's gone, thankfully. Although it was on during the test drive. And now it's as smooth as could be. It's warmed up, so for all you guys gonna freak out, it's warmed up. Take the key out, put the key back in. And hopefully it cycles through, get rid of that check engine light. If not, poor man's way, disconnect the battery, leave it off overnight, connect it back. You should clear that computer. Try to start it a few times, try to use electronics inside the vehicle without the battery attached, so that way any residual charge, you know, it'll zap it out and get rid of it. And by leaving it overnight, hopefully that should be enough to, and if it doesn't, go to AutoZone and they'll hit it. I actually got my own computer, so I'm gonna hook that up in a little bit. But I think this is the end of the video series. Throttle body swap out. Throttle body swap out fixed. Now I wonder why that's blurry. I can see that perfectly in real life, but see how many miles is on. It's not a brand new truck. Alright guys.